Well, good evening. It's Friday yet again, and it's 6:30. It's time for Trisha time with me, Trisha. And it will be lovely to welcome all of you that are going to watch along with me tonight. So I hope you all had a lovely week. It seems to have just whizzed by just like that. And I apologise for, there's Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Apologise for last night's rerun, but my head just wasn't there. Slightly better today, but I must have some sort of a bit of a virus, you know. I don't tend to get the full-blown flu, COVID. Touch wood, haven't had that, but I just get little elements of it, usually to do with sinusitis, I think. Hello, Maria. But it's a lot better today. Not perfect, but I need to be well for tomorrow. So good evening, Heather and Beverly. Yeah, I am a lot better than yesterday, thank you. Hello, Rena. Yeah, lovely to see you here tonight. It's just one of those things. Time just goes, doesn't it? We think, oh, yes, I'm going to do that. And then you get into doing whatever or talking to somebody or the phone rings. And then the time goes and you haven't done what you wanted to do, which was to see what's going on here. So what have I been doing? Getting a few orders out this morning. And I'll wait until a few more people are here because I'm going to just talk briefly about the sew along. Hello, Alison. Yes, I am. Still a bit weary. It makes me tired. But there we go. I'm getting old now, aren't I? Hello, Linda. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Carol and Jill. Lots of you. So I've got a birthday next month, and that wonderful number 66 is going to disappear. I quite like number 66. But I should appreciate the fact that I'm still here because lots of my age may not be anymore. But we won't go down that route. Hello, Caroline, and hello, Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, I am. I think something came out for you today. Hello, Christine. And hello, Sharon. John's finally home. Oh, you got company then. Absolutely lovely. Hello, John. I hope you're well. Hope you haven't worked too hard over the last week, 2 weeks. Hello, Marion. What was I going to say? Something whizzed in my mind and out again. Hello, Bev. Lovely to see you. Marion said that. Yes, indeed. Looking up. I hate feeling under the weather. But these nana naps just have to keep coming. But at least it's the weekend now. Don't have to get up extremely early. But I shall be on the ball for tomorrow's sew along. 2 weeks. I thought perhaps it was. Yes. You know, sometimes it's nice to have a night on your own, but 2 weeks is a long time. Martin is working days. He used to work away, and I did used to quite enjoy it at times, but not for too long. You know, that do what you like when you like thing. But, hello, Sue. Lovely to see you this evening. So, yeah. Oh, hello, Jen. You'll have to catch up later. Okay. Oh, happy anniversary. I've changed chairs, so I've got the squeaky one now. But at least the squeaky one's upright. My previous one had gone that it flopped one way and then backwards and then just totally uncomfortable. I'm going to have to look into getting a nice, comfortable and decent height bar stool come chair because I like to be above it. So hopefully we'll be okay tonight. Beverly says the dull, grey, miserable days don't help. I know they don't. We do want some sunshine and sparkle. Hello, Sharon. No, my lovely Sharon, if you would like to join in, if for the workshop only, I'll sort that for you. And then you can join in tomorrow. Hello, good evening, Janet and Sue. Yes. So as we were saying, the weather really doesn't help. I felt cold today as well. usually, or the last few days, I'd felt warmer, but I've had a scarf on all day as well. I can see my battery's going a little bit there. And I've had a second scarf on as well to keep me warm. My hands are still a bit chilly, so something's not right somewhere, but keep on taking the medicine, plenty of fluids, perhaps have a whiskey tonight, you know, warm me up a little bit, but no, that'll start the heart racing and don't want any of that. Thank you very much. Okay, Sharon, I will do that. Yes, so tomorrow. Oh, hello, Vanessa. I will take care of myself. And thank you for doing yesterday's trip for me. Thank you very, very much. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you. Thank you for doing the proofreading too. Yes, so the sew along tomorrow. We haven't got as many as previously, but I work, or perhaps you may be doing something else anyway. But for the sew along, for those of you that had kits, I still see that somebody's hasn't arrived, which is really painful for me and for you. But they did go out on Monday morning. So, you know, if it's not there, unfortunately, it won't be able to sew along with me. But in the group itself, so if you have signed up on the website, and I have got you in the group. Hello, Susan. Hello, Tony. And hello, Barbara. If you're in the group, you will see there is a PDF for all the requirements, and I've also put it in a post. So all you need to do is scroll down. There's very few posts in there because we've got nothing to talk about as yet. But it does tell you how many of different squares or rectangles or whatever to actually cut if you'd like to sew along with me. Hello, Carol. Yes, thank you very much. So do have a look at that. There will be full PDF instructions, but I'm not putting those in the group until tomorrow because what I don't want to happen, I know a lot of you like to read through them and sometimes start them as well. And I would rather you watch and listen. You can have the instructions printed out in front of you, but I would rather you do as I go along and listen to how I'm telling you to do things, or asking you, suggesting, so that you get it right first time. Because the last thing I want to happen is that it doesn't actually go right and you've wasted fabric because you didn't realise certain bits. So that's why if I put it in tomorrow morning, you'll have it there ready to start off if you like to look at something as well as listen to me. But I'm not going to put it in beforehand. So you're all okay, workshop only. You don't need to do any more than get some bits of fabric cut. And for those with the kits, it's already cut for you. And I'd had a think with the kits, you have got a very good deal because what I actually did, I costed it out without borders and binding. And actually I've put borders and binding in, which is an extra 14, 22, well, perhaps nearly three quarters of a metre extra fabric than I'd actually costed it out for. So hey ho, that's how it is. Those of you that signed up for the kits as well have got a blooming good deal, but that's fine by me. Hello, Virginia. Thank you very much. I am not quite there, but I'm well enough. I don't like to cancel. I don't like to postpone. So we will crack on. And I can see, you know, there's lots going on out there with all the lives that different people are doing. But with this, you had it is Carol, isn't it? The blue kit. And I think whether it was you or somebody else said, it is actually much nicer than the picture that I've taken, which is true. The picture doesn't give the full depth of colour, but it is lovely. Oh, there's Christine watching. Hope you're okay, Christine. Yes, so that was that. I've got lots of more ideas in my head. There she is, Christine. How are you two? I hope you're doing well and look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Yes, lots going on out there. You had to hunt for me tonight. Oh, no, I tell you what I've done, Barbara. I am on well, I should be. It was you, Carol. Right, thank you. Here I am switching about. I've, obviously, or not obviously, but perhaps you can see I'm the wrong way round again because it's not allowing me to reverse or reflect the picture so that I'm the right way round, which is rather irritating. I hope it reverts back to normal very, very soon. Otherwise, when I come to do a Thrifty Thursday sale, it's going to be no good when I show you instructions, or I shall have to flip my instructions round so that it reverses it, so that it's right on for you. Anyhow, it hasn't done that, but it gave me the option. Oh gosh, oh dear. On my personal profile, I shared it so that it hopefully is doing this live in So Trisha Sews and Sew with Trisha, not on my personal Trisha Ablett page, or profile rather. Oh, perhaps I'll have to revert it back, but you found me now. Perhaps that's why there's not as many people watching tonight. We've got about 40. Usually we've got double that, if not more. No, it's not. No, it's not what, Jill? Tell me, no, it's not what. Tell me where you're all watching, because as I say, I hope that it would stream through. Trisha Ablett is where you found me. Oh, well, I'm on the So Totally Trisha page. Oh, hello, Jane. Oh, it's not on So Trisha Sews either. Oh my God, what on earth is it doing? So it gave me the option. All the groups I've got for all the different things, it showed me that I could broadcast this demo into those as well on my personal page. Oh, weird. I won't do that again then. I mean, I converted over to the So Totally Trisha and did that. Let me have a look, see where I can find myself on here myself. Oh, let's go out there. Right, let's go back in. So I'm on So Totally Trisha. Let's just see. You're right, it's not showing me as broadcasting there. Let's see where it is showing me. Yes. Well, I never. Yes, look there. And it's the wrong way round. You see, so you can't read that because it's the wrong way round. Yes. But here I am. What? Oh, I don't want me saying yes. Yeah, you can't even see that there. But yes, it is on the... Never mind. It's no big deal. I'm not selling anything. So, I think I do have the January gremlins. Goodness gracious me. Really? Right. I shan't click any more buttons. That's what I won't do. And that's where the notification came from. Hey ho. It just does what it likes, doesn't it? Yeah, I can see on my phone that's where it's coming from. So I think, I could see my mum was watching. Hi mum, I know you're watching. But I will have all these people who think, what? So I hope, yeah, crack on, Vanessa. I'm not going to go out of it again and come back again. We'll just crack on because what I can't do on my personal page is sell. So if I had got half a metre of fabric for £5, I mustn't do that on here. So it's not a problem, and I'm not doing that tonight. I'm just showing you something that I do. Hello, Patricia, and good evening, Janet. Oh, it's sold, is it? Oh, you've sold it. You've bought it. Fantastic. Oh, my goodness. What a waste of time, Janet. Never mind. You're moving in over the weekend. Lovely. Oh, Janet's coming to live next door. Oh, I'll tell him. He can get the kettle on, indeed. Yes. Okay, so I am on my personal page. Never mind. We'll carry on. You can see what I'm doing. So let me show you. It's fish and chips tonight. So I need to be ready for when that comes. And yes, can't wait for those fish and chips. I shall have probably 10 chips and a piece of cod in batter. I shall eat, this is what I would do. I will eat some of the batter because I do enjoy it, but not all of it. So it's mainly fish, a few chips because I like just a few, and Martin can have the rest. So he'll have like 3 people's meals in one. It's quite funny, really. Anyhow, oh, I've got another little one here somewhere, hadn't I? I'm sorry about the creaking. Oh, now, did I tuck it under? I did. Okay. Do you remember when I used Lamifix to show you how to, and you can see it's all plasticky. I got a little bit of the fabric, which I had laminated, and I thought I'll make a little drawstring pouch with that. So that is my Lamifix there in a tiny little pouch. And these are just so easy. So I said I was going to do them with, what did I say, water resistant fabric. There's our drawstring, and there it is. And this is just scraps of fabric. This is just a piece that I picked up and decided to sew with, and also with faux leather. Okay, so that makes a nice. Now the only thing, the faux leather, because it is thick, it doesn't draw together particularly well at the top. However, whoops, and also when you draw it back, yeah, oh, that's better. So there we are. So there's, I got a little bit of faux leather, but just to show it works very easily. And with whichever, no, it's not my knees, Virginia. No, it was here it goes. It's the chair. I can do it at ease. So that is a little faux leather bag. Now what I thought tonight, I'm going to do another little one. Oops, there it is again, with some heat resistant fabric. I do it all in one piece. So if you've got directional fabric, which this is, it will have one side that's upside down and one side that's the right way up. Sounds like your back feels. Now, do you know what, Beverly? My back is fine now. What is that all about? I don't know. So that's one I'm going to do. And then I thought, so when I was doing the faux leather and the water resistant, this fabric doesn't fray, which is why I do it in a particular way. But I thought at the same time, I'll do it with some ordinary cotton fabric to show you how it can. It's just slightly different. I could wax the string to draw it up, yes. But I think the gathers along the top, being faux leather, they're thick, and I don't think they will go together much more. Can you see how rippled they are? So there. Hello, Jeeta. Don't worry. You probably found me in a strange place, like on my personal profile, but never mind. So I'm going to make 2, actually. I'm going to make just one in the water resistant, which will be the same as faux leather. And then I'm going to do one in your ordinary fabric. This one is going to be about that size, which is, that was 16 by, it was about a piece that's about 16 by 8 inches. So there's the 8 inches by 16, but you could do it whatever size you like. Oh no. Oh, well, I hope it sorts it out, Beverly. I could always just put faux leather at the bottom and a different top to the drawer. I could, Jane. Yep, I could indeed. Oh, is it 1,200 calories? Oh my goodness. Well, it's all right if I haven't eaten anything else all day, but I have. I have been naughty today. I had a little frangipani tart because I fancied one, but there we go. Never mind. It is like a pump bag at school. Absolutely. Right. So shall we, I've got enough thread on there. Shall we have a look at how we make this now? Yes, Michelle, I shall be fine. Hello, Wendy. And Rosemary's just found me as well. Right, let me just get this back up here. Oh, I was there. There we are. There we are. Oh, I can see me now. Oh, that's it. It's not always a good thing to see me now, but let's pop that on there. Yes. Now, my machine is the wrong way around again. I'm just going to turn the light down. There we are, so that you can see better. But yes, we're the wrong way around again because I wasn't unable to change it. Okay, there we are. So what I'm going to do, which I haven't done on this one, but I have just decided it was going to freeze. First of all, with my fabric, okay, you can see it's that side. Just take that a little bit further away. So down my long edges, so I'm folding that in half like that, and I'm going to draw on the back. Down the long edge, I'm going to draw a line 1/2 inch in from the edge. So I'm going to put the ruler there, grab myself a pencil, and I'm drawing 1/2 inch in. Okay, and then I'm going to swivel that round, and I'm going to do 1/2 inch in again. Okay, so we're going to draw that down there. And then, and this is purely for the ones which are non-fraying, I'm drawing 1 inch from along the short edge. Right, so it's 1 inch from this short edge here, and then also 1 inch from the opposite short edge. Okay, so you can see there what I have done. Oh, let's bring that round a little bit. You can see that there. 1/2 inch in from the two long edges and 1 inch in from each edge here. Now I'm going to cut. I'm just going to make a little snip from the long edge up to where the 1 inch line dissects it. Can you see there? So just that little bit to there. And I'm going to do that at each of these. So we'll just clip into there, just up to that line. And we're going to do that on each side, a bit like paper crafting if you're making a box. So just clip up to there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is fold in that edge there. And we're going to fold in that other side at the other edge there. And you can just leave them like that. We're going to, in a moment, we're going to fold this edge in half so that the raw edge meets the line that we drew that was 1 inch from the short edge. But I'm actually going to stitch down here as well, because I think it helps when we're going to thread some ribbon through here. It helps when that's stitched down. So let me just see, where is my, that's better. Okay, just see where my needle is there. So I'm just going to stitch that little flap down. So you can see there where I have folded it in and stitched down. And I'm going to do the same on this other edge here. And the reason I'm folding it down is when you thread ribbon through the top, it actually quite often, hello Yvonne, it quite often comes, it pushes, as you're pushing the ribbon through, it goes into that little flap of fabric, and so you can't push it through very easily. I'm just trimming off these little bits of thread. I've still got the black thread in, so you can see a little bit better as to what I'm doing. So now I'm also going to do at this other end, fold that in, fold it in like that, and then stitch down there. And I'm stitching quite near the raw edge, because if you stitch close to the folded edge, it will just create that little pocket for when you're trying to push something through to get your ribbon through, and just make it just as difficult. So let's just pop our, and it doesn't matter whether you start from the inner edge or from the outside. So let's take that just there. So we can just clip that off like so, and see if there's any threads on the other side. There's one there. Okay, so you can see the shape of it now. It's got little cutout bits which we folded back. So the next thing we're going to do, on this little edge where we folded them back, we're now going to fold that so that the raw edge meets that drawn line there. So I'll just fold that over. It folds quite nicely, actually. But if you wanted to put a binding clip on there, by all means do. I'll do that at this end as well. Fold that over. And the other thing, if you want your channel that the ribbon's going to feed through a little bit wider, all you need to do is draw that line at, say, 1.5 or 2 or whatever. But I just did it at the 1 because I'm just putting a narrow ribbon round. And now I'm going to stitch along this edge, and I'm going to stitch close to the raw edge because I want to be able to feed my ribbon through there. So again, and at this end, I actually do a little reverse. And then I'm just, as I say, going to stitch all the way across here. Now I'm just using a standard default 2.5mm setting for my stitch length. And that will be absolutely fine. So having folded that end over and stitched it, I'm going to do the same with this one as well. So I folded that over and, whoops, let's just get that right there. And just reverse back there. Hold that fold down. And as I say, I'm probably stitching a 1/16 of an inch or so from that edge, because I'm able to thread my ribbon through there as well. So again, let's just clip off those bits of thread so that there's no little bits. There we go. Have we got anything there, or did I do those? Oh, I did that. No, I didn't do those. So let's flip that just there as well. Okay, so there is my piece. Little channels at each end and those little cutouts. Now I'm going to fold it in half, line up my channels, and I'm going to stitch right from that point where that this part comes out. I'm going to stitch on the line that I drew. So again, at that point, let's just come in a little bit so you can perhaps see. Whoops, there we are. I'm reversing there just to hold that nice and firmly, and then just stitch all the way down and reverse at the bottom. If I was using faux leather, I wouldn't want to reverse over those stitches, so I just reverse in a little bit so it's on the extra bit of fabric which is going to be in the seam allowance. So on the other side, I'm doing exactly the same thing. Whoops. I'm lining that channel up, and then I'm going to pop that under the machine, scoot backwards 2 or 3 stitches just to make that hold a little bit more. Okay, and then I don't want a bigger seam allowance as that, so I'm going to trim back to about 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just going to trim that little bit off, like so. Trim that away, fold it to, or turn it through to the other side. You're back, Wendy, lovely. Turn that back through, push out those corners, and they come out pretty nicely too. I might just use the end of my scissors just to push those without pushing too hard. Okay, and I can see a little bit of thread just there. Okay, and there is my little drawstring, whoops, my little drawstring pouch. There we are. So I have got a little bit of ribbon, which is hanging around here, a nice narrow ribbon, just for the drawstrings. I think that will, oh dear, there we go. So if I can get hold of some of these, Clover's having a bit of an issue at the minute. I can't get the tube makers, but there's a couple of tools for threading a ribbon through, and it's got a little slit just there. It's hard for you to see, and all you do is you put your ribbon under there and it grabs it. So it's grabbed it there, and then I feed it into my channel. Just do that back out a little bit. There we are. So I'm feeding that into that channel and just pushing it through, and my ribbon comes out the other end. Whoops, so I don't want to pull it all the way through here. So once I've gone through that side, I'm then going to feed it through the other side. It's really quite good. I've had it for years and never got it out of the packet until the other day. Okay, so then I'm going to pull my ribbon up from there, and my ribbon is threaded through. I probably should have done a little bit longer, but I'm just going to do a knot in that end just to secure it. There we go. Oops, grab that little bit. So I've knotted that end, and now I need to feed from the other side here. So again, I'm going to get my little tool, pop the ribbon, oops, under there. So the ribbon's going under that little flap which is holding it, and then I'm going to start at the opposite side, push my tool through, pull that through, whoops, a little bit more, without, don't want to pull it right the way through, do we? And then swivel it over, pop it in the other side, make sure that doesn't go through, pull out my thread there, and I should have to take that off before it comes all the way out. There we are. Okay, so now I've got my two ends here, and again I'm going to do that little knot, turn it around my finger, give it a knot, and then I can pull up my bag, and there is my little bag. There we are. Just like this one here. So now I've got two. Oh, my pad keeps freezing. It is a neat little tool. I can't think what it's called, but I'll have a look. There would be something like, the other's a tube maker. This could be a tube turner, possibly. So that's how you do your, very, very easy, that's how you do your water resistant or fabrics which don't fray. You could actually do them with felt as well. I mean, that doesn't fray. Faux leathers, faux suede, that sort of thing. Vinyls if you want to, but makes it very, very easy and quickly. Now, on the other hand, you may think I would rather do it in cotton fabric. So the cotton fabric, I have actually, let me just see, yeah, that would be fine. So with the cotton fabric, because I'm going to do a French seam with these, I've actually drawn already, because it's longer, I have drawn, this is my long piece, half an inch in from each edge. So I've done half an inch that side and half an inch that side. Now at the top and bottom, because we're going to fold this twice rather than once, I've done 1.5 inches. Okay. You could even go to 2 inches to give yourself a decent width of channel. But I thought 1.5 is enough. So having done that, I'm doing exactly the same again where my drawing hits, where those two lines intersect. I am going to cut in there. So I've got that little there, and I'm going to cut in this one down here, and then I'm going to swivel it round, cut into that one, and cut into this one as well. Okay, so we've got all those little cuts there. So I am going to do the same as I did before, but saying that, I'm going to turn that in once because I don't want a raw edge in here, but I'm going to fold it twice so that I've got a narrow, I have got a pin, let's see, I have got a pin just there. So I have, there we are, I folded that in twice. Let's do it on this side. So I'm going to fold, if I fold the raw edge up to the drawn line there, and then I can fold that in completely so that the edge is where I've cut into. So that's just folded twice, so I've got no raw edge there. And then all I'm going to do again is I'm just going to stitch to hold this fold down. So let's just stitch along there. Lovely. And then we'll do exactly the same on this side. We will fold it over and stitch down. So you can see just there that I stitched and I've got that little extra bit there. So again, just trim off those threads. We don't want those showing. And trim that thread there and just there. And then on this side here, just trim that away. And we need to do the same at this other end. So I'm just folding. The first fold is going onto that line, and then I'm going to fold that in so that it's folded along the drawn line. And if I pop that one there, and then I can do this one as well, fold that in, and I can just hold this one, just fold that over again, and then I can stitch that down straight away. So having folded it, just take it straight to the needle. Okay, and then we will just swivel it round to the other side. Yes, Easter fabric would be fab, wouldn't it? I haven't got, somebody did ask me the other day if I had Easter fabric, but I'm afraid I don't have any. You bought one of the, yes, the bodkins would work, Jenny. I did sell those a little while ago. I think I'm out. I did them on a Thrifty Thursday, but I don't have any anymore. I sold them right out. But they were quite a good little set, weren't they? So did I? Yes, I trimmed those off. Okay, so I've got exactly the same at the moment. I've folded those edges in. So this time I want my channel, I'm going to fold it in to about halfway, like that. And then I'm going to fold it so that my folded edge folds onto the drawn line. So again, rather than just folding the raw edge to the drawn line, I'm folding it in once. So you can do that about 1/4 inch or so, and then over again. So that folded edge then lines up, and then I'm going to stitch along the edge of that fold. Okay, so again, and robust, and then I'm just going to stitch all the way along there, and when I get to this end I'm going to reverse again as well. Okay, so you can see there's the front and there's the back. Okay, and then on the other end I'm going to do the same. So fold that in, as I say, probably about 1/4 inch. You want the two channels to be the same size really, and then fold that over again so it lines up with that line, and that gives the channel above where our piece is, where our corners are there. Okay, so we'll stitch along here. Now this being fabric, cotton fabric, when I put the drawstring in, it's going to fold up a lot more easily because it's a thinner fabric, isn't it? Okay, so we've done that one. Let's just clip away those little bits of thread. You, when you're doing this, would use a coordinating thread, so you don't really want to see black. Now, French seams then. So that's the wrong side. Now what we'd normally do, we'd put our right sides together and stitch down the side now. But as French seams, first of all, I'm going to put right sides together. And so I'm doing right sides together, and I'm going to stitch probably about 1/8 inch. So not 1/4 inch in, I'm going to stitch 1/8 inch. So I am lining those raw edges up there. And then, let's see, yes, that's it. So I'm going to stitch just 1/8 of an inch in from the edge, like so. Or a little bit more. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you can see from there how close to the edge. 1/4 of an inch would be twice as far in. But then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So 1/8 of an inch in from the edge. Get those, make sure those seams are, those raw edges are aligned at the side. Okay, we'll trim that little bit of thread off there and there. And then I'm going to turn this now to the wrong side. So when I turn it to the wrong side, I've now got those markings of my drawn lines. So let's just push that out with my scissors or a little, or your pokey tool, your seam pusher. Okay, so now I could do with using an iron. I've got my little roller there. So I'm just going to push those seams out and, oh, that's a noise. Where did my little roller go? I must have, oh, there it is, tucked down a little bit. Right, so I've got my roller. I've pushed that seam out there, so I can just roll that down instead of getting the iron out. Right, so that is nice. And then this side too, if we just push that seam to there. Now I know because I did a small 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, I know I'm not going to get any of that seam allowance showing when I've done this stitching now. Whereas had I done 1/4 of an inch seam to start off with, I would have trimmed it back. But you can see how that seam roller has made those nice and flat. So all I need to do now is I'm going to stitch on, can you see that drawn line on there? I'm going to stitch on the drawn line. So it wasn't a waste of drawing that on there, but we'll start off, I'll reverse there, stitch on that drawn line, get to the end and reverse. And then we'll do exactly the same on this side here. So starting off at the top, reverse, straight down on that drawn line, and reverse just to secure. We'll cut that little bit of thread off and the bit there. And that side, is there a little bit here? Because we don't want that showing. And this side, bound to be a little bit there. Okay. So now we have got enclosed, there's no raw edges there. We can turn it to the right side. We've got a nice seam here with no little bits of fabric coming out there because, as I say, the seam to begin with wasn't too wide. We can just poke that little corner out. There we are, nice and neat. And then we'll do the same as we did with our, get a bit of ribbon. A bit of ribbon there. And another little bit the same length. I hope I've done that more to size. And then again, that's it. I'm going to get my little tool here, and you can see that has got a raised bit. So I'm just placing that under there into our channel at the top, feed that through and pull it through there, flip to the other side and push it through there. We can then take that off, pull my tool through, and makes it so much easier. I used to use a safety pin and put the safety pin into my ribbon and keep feeding that through, and you do it a little bit at a time, don't you? Okay, so that's got one side with the ribbon in. Let's just get our other piece. So again, wrong end, no, correct end, there it is. Lift that little bit up so that the ribbon goes underneath it and holds it. And then we want to start on the opposite side, so we can push through there and pull it out without pulling the ribbon right through from the other end and into the other channel. So there we are. Let's take that piece out and pull it through. Align those ends of the ribbon. I'm going a bit nasal again. I just have to get the... Oh, I haven't been putting my sinus stuff up, have I? Just reminded me. That's probably why. Okay. So let's grab those two pieces and we can just trim that off. But then all I need to do is just pull that together. And there I have my little drawstring bag. Easy. I know it is quite a long tool. It's that long, which is about 10 inches or so. Now, being clover, they won't be inexpensive, but it's quite good. It really is quite good. So, as I say, there is your little bag, little drawstring bag. And let's just pull that back out. If I'd use smoother, this ribbon's got a bit of gold lurex in it, so it just makes it that little bit harder. But that piece of fabric was, what did I say, 16 inches by 8 inches. And it gives a nice little size bag. I might put some reels of thread in there because, oh, it's going the wrong way because of that I made last week. And why would you do that? So let's just take those out. Remember this bag that we made last week? Well, that's what I've got in it. And yeah, a lovely quick project. I was talking to Janet today and, you know, we were saying how you don't always get all the time that you would like and you get interruptions. And I was saying that that's why I love to do quicker makes, because, you know, you might have half an hour to an hour and at least you could get something like this made. So in there, I just put all the reels of thread that were hanging around. I should have put little clips around them so the threads don't all get tangled, but at least it has a use, doesn't it? Okay, so good. I hope you enjoyed that. Because I say we're always doing things last minute, you know, last minute present. And you might have got, say, a lipstick, a little lip salves, any little perfume, a little miniature bottle of alcohol would fit in there really nicely, and so quick and easy to use, to make. I would also say if you've got an embroidery machine, you could always embroidery initials on it. If you've thought a little bit further, good for sewing clips, Barbara, absolutely. I have got, where am I sewing? Oh, they're downstairs. And the sewing clips I have in a, they are in something, I can't remember what I put them in now. But, you know, I have so many of these things. I think, why not use a few for a change? But, as I say, nice and quite straightforward to make. Thank you. Yes, so I am going to enjoy my fish and chips. Thank you very much. So I will just say, for those of you who weren't here right at the beginning, I was saying about the sew along tomorrow. So if anybody else does want to join, you are more than, oh, Lindor, eaten them all now, Jane. They were absolutely delicious. But I will say I shared them with Martin, and I did let the boys have a couple. So, viewers may get Scrabble letters. Great idea, Barbara. You made a drawstring earlier, did Marilyn? Wasn't anywhere as easy. Oh, yes. So, yeah. And, you know, it's nice and neat too. So, yes, sew along tomorrow. If you would want to If you would like to still join it, it is on the website. Sew Along Stars and Quilt, Stars and Geese Quilt. It starts tomorrow at 2:00 in the afternoon, and it's again on Sunday at 2:00 as well. We're going to do the first steps on, because there's 2 different blocks that we'll make tomorrow, and it will give you time in between to make the rest. There's only 9 blocks in total, so one of the blocks we make, you'll make 5 of, and the other one you'll make 4 of. It's a nice, quick method, no waste method, or minimal. And when I mean minimal, you couldn't use the scraps that come from it. Oh my goodness, Barbara, wow. So if you did decide, if you go to the website and buy your ticket there, if you're a member of Sew with Trisha, there's a discount code. So have a look in the Sew with Trisha group, and then request. I will send you an email if you haven't requested to join the special group. In the special group, the video will remain there forever. It will always be there, along with the instructions as well. So if you don't make it for another year, it's still going to be there, and you could go back to it and have a look, or just a reminder if you're able to watch tomorrow, but it's just a reminder if you've forgotten bits and pieces. And the PDF will be there to download as many times as you like. So, as I say, have a think about it if you would like to, but it will close at midnight tonight because I won't have time to keep looking to see tomorrow morning whether somebody signed up to it and get you in the group so that you're there to watch live if you want to. Anyhow, I'm going to love you and leave you now. And I'd say enjoy the rest of the day be doing. I know it's going to get colder, so just, ooh, that's pulling at the, where are we? The ribbon. Let's just trim that off. Yes, it is going to get cooler, so wrap up warm and stay safe. And I will see you next week. Next week is the 3rd. Oh, yes, in the Sew with Trisha group. That's absolutely. It's your birthday. Well, have a lovely birthday, Susan. You couldn't get the discount code to work. Oh, blimey, it should do. All capitals, Janet. Yes. Oh, we'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Yes, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next week with, I've got some ideas for Thursday, Friday, as well as the Sew with Trisha group. So I will go and enjoy my fish and chips. I can't wait. The doorbell hasn't gone yet, but it's nice to be sitting there ready and waiting, isn't it? So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you either tomorrow and Sunday or next weekend or next week even. So bye for now.